it's a work in progress. I mean, it's like we needed this. We need to have had this yesterday. That's how urgent the situation is. And you were saying that the president is minded to doing the needful to upgrade them, maybe even bring in other professionals and specialists to their ranks. But the other key thing that also coincides with the professor that we were speaking with yesterday, and that's Professor Mohammed Baba, that we were speaking with yesterday, this whole question of the people themselves, we the civilians, we need to actually be up and doing, be alert. The whole concept and principle of see something, say something. That's very, very important. Maybe you'd like to spend a bit of time on this because people, civilians, and these are assets. It could be women, could be young men, could be children who might report to their parents that they'd seen something strange. All of this could possibly enter into the fray in this our fight against terrorism. But the people are afraid. And it was suggested yesterday that, there's going to have to be a special initiative again to sort of enlighten, teach, encourage, and embolden these people to not be apathetic, to not just be watching. You see something, then let it be known. You say something. How difficult do you think that will be? Because let's face it, our people are not a militarized sort of a people, and we've had peace for a long time, and so they might be apprehensive and scared of standing up to be counted in the fight against all this banditry, kidnapping, terrorism, and all of that. How easy a task do you think that would be to enlighten members of those communities you were speaking about to become active participants?
Yes, you see, like the attack in Delta State. That attack in Delta State has given us an opportunity, to either improve or mar the relationship between our security apparatus, in this case the military, and members of the public. But and this was why my group put out a press statement, a day after that happened, reminding the military that they should go in there not seeking for revenge, but seeking for justice as they always would do, in a way that would not bring about innocent people being punished for what they did not do. Because as a journalist who has covered insecurity, terrorism, particularly Boko Haram in its early days, we know that one of the issues that created, that emboldened, the spread of Boko Haram was the issue of the high-handedness, of the way our dense troops, handle issues in cases where their colleagues were attacked.
Okay.
A situation
whereby...
whereby...
things to watch out for. I beg your... So sorry, Isaac. You're speaking about things we should watch out for. But let me ask you to pause there. Let me bring on Ada, who has called in from Jos. Good morning, Ada.
Hello.
Good morning. Go ahead, please.
Hello, yes. Good morning, Mr. Yori and your guest.
Yes, thank you.
It's Ada calling from Jos State. Yori, I agree totally with your guest, You see, the problem we have in Nigeria is that we're just living in denial. I mean, this issue of insecurity is something else. It's really something else. And I think the problem is not even what you call them, whether it's forest guards, whether it's a vigilante, whether it's hunters. You know that these hunters, vigilantes, they have been doing a lot of things. That's why the fact that they're not armed. So what the President Tinubu should do is let them allow these vigilantes to be trained, the hunters, all of them, and then the forest guards, whichever they want to do it, but it will be better if it's a national thing. And then let all of them be allowed to stay out. Even if it's a problem, they're not allowed to bear subscription out. Then let them now go to the forest simultaneously, all the forests simultaneously or in Nigeria, nationwide. And then when they do that, they stay back. They have some that will stay there at the forest. We are all these people to live in the forest. They go to the forest. It's not as if we don't know where they go to. They go to the forest. So why allow them live there? You know, as if it's an organized kind of crime that is happening in Nigeria. And for how long will we allow it to continue like this? That's the way to go. Then we allow state police. I saw one screaming in headline today that 16 governors. Yes, if it's only 16 governors that want to do the state police, because some of them want to pocket their security, votes or whatever it's called. But they forget that life is more important than that money, you know. So then let it be. Let the National Assembly hasten this matter of state police. Let them single it out and amend that constitution. You know, we can't continue like this. You know, people go to the forest with people. They claim forest. We know they are there. Nothing is done. When we wait for it to happen, what kind of a country is this? All the same, let's all give on Nigeria.
All right, then. Thank you very much, Ada. Ada in just there, Isaac, agreeing essentially with what you were talking about. And I think especially in the area of the involvement of all of the communities that border these forests that we're talking about. As you well know, we hear from military experts that, look, the longer it takes for there to be a reaction, the harder it is to find and rescue these people. So if within minutes, hours, at the very, very worst, within minutes, hours, you know, capable people are in hot pursuit, that would be a really good thing, and that can only happen if everybody is involved, because oftentimes the authorities don't know until unnecessary and unwieldy amount of time has passed. Oftentimes you call for police, people say they didn't come for 4 hours, they didn't come for 5 hours or 6 hours because of this and that and that. But the military experts say that in kidnappings, especially abductions, the sooner you can get after them, the better, before they have time to settle down and bed and go very far into the forest.
Yes, that is true. I mean, even in my hostile environment training for journalists, the best time for you to make an escape or negotiate your release is at the location where the kidnapping is happening. Once you leave that location, it becomes increasingly difficult. So yes, it is true. We had that same situation in Chibok. We had it in Dapchi, whereby the locals will call and say, in fact, they will call even before the attackers arrived to school. In Chibok, we had that. Even hours before the attackers, the perpetrators arrived to school, they would call. But you know, maybe because of terrain, maybe because of distance between the troops and the scene of crime, you know, it's very difficult for our troops to get there, or makes it impossible for them. So with the forest guard now, which have the locals, the people of Chibok, let's say for instance now, if they had been, you know, tooled and trained, you know, to know how to protect themselves, you know, or know how to even provide sufficient intelligence, you know, that would get the army there in time, or the army can tell them, like in some cases of first aid, they will tell you, you can first do this before a medical doctor arrives. You know, so we can train, you know, the local people there, who will be the forest guard, on what to do, you know, before the troops arrive. Is it to monitor them and see where they get to? You know, and all of this.
As you heard Ada say, she doesn't even particularly care what you call them. Just like you had said, if you want, call them forest guards, call them vigilantes, call them whatever it is, but these are being added to the whole resistance. These people can't be allowed to run a ring around us.
Yes, but Uncle Yori, it is important for us to have, in our own estimation, one unified group organization that would fight this insurgency.